Hello folks, this is Steve AB for you. It's not my bedtime yet, so I thought I would play. Now, nothing in this episode is a promotion nor is it a recommendation. You know, one of my tabs is /.org News for Nerds. It's right there at the top. Teams of coordinated GPT-4 bots, these are AI bots, can exploit zero-day vulnerabilities, researchers warn. What's a zero-day vulnerability? Just recently, and I mean in the last 2 weeks, the Chrome browser did 4 zero-day code fixes in a week. They came in one after another, and a zero-day is a vulnerability where they can get through without having password or anything. They can just get in because of something about the way something you did was coded and the way it runs in real time. And there's a way of elbowing it, figuratively speaking, to break in, to be where you're not supposed to be, to issue commands. 0 days are where they can take over your system. Those are the ones that get the emergency fixes. Other ones, they rate them. They're not 10 out of 10. And maybe they can wait. We've got higher priorities. Teams of coordinated GPT-4 bots GPT-4 bots. What's GPT-4? Come on, behave. Google search. OpenAI. Well, they've been in the forefront and one of the most controversial. GPT-4 is more creative and collaborative. Oh, I haven't read this before. That word fits into what we're going to look at. GPT-4 is more creative and collaborative than ever before. It can generate, edit, and iterate with users on creative and technical blah, blah, blah. GPT-4 is a large multimodal model accepting image and text input, emitting text output that, while less capable... All right, we looked that up. Let's see what it says. I thought was interesting. See, the very first one I did was about NC State computer science graduate students. The faculty were worried that the graduate students who got coding assignments would use these bots to actually write the code instead of struggling to do it themselves. That was just the beginning. I caught on early. Exploitation behind your back. New Atlas reports, we'll go there in a minute, on a research team that successfully used GPT-4 to exploit 87% of newly discovered security flaws for which a fix had not yet been released. Now let me tell you how it usually works, except for the people who don't want to pay. Let's say it's Chrome browser. I play with it, penetration testing. I find a way to use it to subvert something. I go to Google Chrome, Chromium Project, and I tell them about it. They rate it on a scale of 10. let's say it's 10. They might decide that was worth $2,000. They pay me. Thank you. Got it? Now, do I go and brag right away? No. I wait, it's like 30 days or 40 days to give them the chance to fix it and release an update. Now, I gave the example of Google Chrome browser, but it could be any software product, all right? But sometimes, and you see me do the videos about it, like the guy in Morocco who got into a fight, essentially, with Microsoft, where they didn't want to pay him anything, and then he wrote the exploits and published them. So, come on, gang, show them how bad this is. Whole world can do it now. They wouldn't give me a little bit of money for my hard work. They think it's nothing. I'm going to show you that their fix is fake. I'll show you how to get around it immediately. That's what he did. I'm giving you the context. But these are people doing it. Like the guy in Morocco, who lives in a town that I once spent 10 minutes in at a bus stop. New Atlas reports that a research team that successfully used GPT-4 to exploit 87% of newly discovered security flaws. Security flaws are registered with the government. They receive a designation. But when you look at them, other than the product, the software company, whatever, they don't tell you anything about it when it's a high rating. Until a fix has been published. Then they tell you about it. Why do they do that? How have humans used that to try to work around things? They know the product, the software product, they know the function, now it's been published. Now they go and they have a version of it from before, they have the new version, and they start reverse engineering the code. There are debuggers that can do it, and see what it was they fixed, to learn from it so that they then can use that knowledge and try to hit other products that might be using similar or the same code libraries. Because you don't want to write all the code from scratch, so you rely on libraries, other people's work. Why am I going through this? I'm telling you how humans do it. Now let's see what this says. They're using these bots. Pardon my clumsiness. Instead of assigning a simple large language model agent, LLM agent, trying to solve many complex tasks, something called hierarchical planning with task-specific agents, HPTSA, uses a planning agent, AI, that oversees, is the boss, the lead programmer, the entire process, and launches multiple sub-agents, tells this developer to do this developer, code writer to do that, this penetration tester to do that, just like a human situation in a company. When you have the Chromium project, there are literally hundreds of developers, many of them, but the point is that in a business you may have a team of, let's say, 10 people that take care of the code for some major product that's like running a website. Well, there's a team lead or lead programmer. and he either does some stuff or assigns it, draws it together, plans how it can be done in parallel, like that. So these people said, now there's a form of the language. This week, the same team even got better results from a team of autonomous. Now here's the thing that caught my eye. Self-propagating. I'm a bot, and I decide I need 2 more to help me. I don't ask a human to spawn them. I do it. Me, the computer AI. Did you get that? From a team of autonomous, we don't talk to humans. We don't need anything. Just give me the work you want done, and I'll get it done, and how I do it is none of your business. Autonomous self-propagating large language model agents, AI, GPT-4, using a hierarchical planning with specific task agents method. I haven't looked that up. I'm wondering if that's unique to scholarly articles. LLM agents can autonomously exploit 0 days. Well, that actually is one of the authors of what we're talking about. Planning augmented hierarchical reinforcement. IEE Explore. What's the date? Can I see the date? Volume 6, Issue 3 of Robotics and Automation. Planning algorithms are powerful at solving long horizon decision-making problems but require that environment dynamics are known. Model-free reinforcement learning has recently been merged with graph-based planning. This sounds like it's a few years old. 2020. It's a few years old. I could tell by the wording. These guys hadn't come yet to AI. But what they're... Oh, there it is. Wait a minute. There it is. This is where these other guys got it. Building upon previous efforts, we introduce... So these guys were the idea guys, the inventors. We introduce a novel algorithm, how to do it, algorithm, called Planning Augmented Hierarchical Reinforcement Learning, which translates the concept of hybrid planning / RL, whatever that is, to such problems with implicitly defined goal. Implicit is, explicit is, go blow up that building. Implicit is, take that area over, and implicit in that, if you have to blow up some buildings, do it. One is explicit, one is implicit. Using a hierarchical framework, we divide the original task formulated as a Markov decision process. The word Markov is 100 years old. I think it refers to a Russian. In a hierarchy of shorter horizon, Markov spawn more of yourself, but detail them to a simpler assignment. Instead of the grand plan, give them a specific part of it. Teamwork. Only the computers are doing it with no humans and deciding how to form the team. This is what this is talking about. Actor-critic agents are trained in parallel for each level of the hierarchy. So this is where they got it from, and this was published in 2021 July. I haven't looked this up. So these guys take that concept and implement it with AI. Because that other paper didn't mention AI. They're theoretical people. Instead of assigning a single LLM agent trying to solve many complex tasks, HPTSA uses a planning agent that oversees the entire process and launches multiple sub-agents, other GPT-4s, that are task-specific. When benchmarked against 15 real-world web-focused vulnerabilities, web-focused, that's how I started talking about it, this process has shown to be 550% more efficient than a single LLM. Teamwork using AI works better than AI lone wolf. In exploiting vulnerabilities, we've been told that there's some kind of vulnerability in this part of Chrome, and we're going to explore and find out what that is to see if we can find it ourselves and figure out how it works and how to do it us, independently discover what someone else says exists and is waiting to get paid for it and is waiting for the people to write the new code. Can we figure that out ahead of time, the hacker world, and start using it now before it can be fixed? And was able to hack 8 of 15 zero-day vulnerabilities that had been announced. The solo LLM effort was able to hack only 3 of the 15. Teamwork! Or overseer and the mud diggers are on a chain. I'm thinking of building the pyramids. Our findings suggest that cybersecurity on both the offensive and defensive side will increase in pace. The war is just starting. You think it's been hot so far? Wait till you see all the stuff that comes down the pike in the next year. That's what they're saying. Okay, but where did they get this particular write-up? arxiv.org. Well, this is pre-publication. Cornell, computer science. Here's the abstract. And basically they go into slightly different kinds of detail. It's cryptography and security. LLM agents can autonomously exploit one-day vulnerabilities. What does they mean, one-day vulnerability? It was just announced yesterday. We can already figure out how to do it without any more information other than the broad hint that we got. To show this, we collected a data set of 15 one-day vulnerabilities that include ones categorized as critical severity, 9 or 10 out of 10, in the CVE description. Common vulnerabilities and exposures is a database of publicly disclosed information security issues. A CVE number uniquely identifies one vulnerability from the list. CVE website. This is the CVE homepage. They explain it, but the National Institute of Standards and Technology but let's actually look at the ones that are out there right now. So let's go to Wikipedia. The CVE system identifiers. The MITRE Corporation functions as the editor. MITRE goes all the way back, doesn't it? You know what I mean by all the way back? 1950, post-Second World War. And it explains all of that, but where is it? Where's the actual website? You have to have a number. So what do we do for me to show you that? Bleeping computer. I go to Bleeping computer. Sometimes this is a quicker way to do it. Data breaches, critical RCE flaw impacting all versions of Windows, CVE 2024-4577. Then we asked Google search to show it to me. It's the National Institutes of Technology and blah, blah, and there is that one. In PHP version 8.1 before blah, 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 when using Apache and PHP CGI on Windows, if the system is set up to certain code pages, Windows may use best fit behavior to replace characters in command line given a blah, blah. And what's the severity? I'm looking to see. Not available. The severity assessment is not available yet. When was this published? Yesterday. Oh, they don't want to really give away a lot of details, but they've already given away enough that maybe somebody has actually written a fix. But that may be enough of a hint, what's right there, for those bots we're talking about to go in and figure it out, because they can get the source code. This is an open source code project. Did you get that? Am I explaining it well enough without getting too technical? So these are guys at Cornell. What I always like to do is look at the names of the people who do this stuff. Richard Fang, Rohan Bindu. He's Indian or Pakistani. The other guy, American-born, or maybe Christian Chinese from Taiwan. Akul Gupta, typical name in India, Gupta. I've known Guptas. Daniel Kang. Then, now this is mind-wandering part. So just for the fun of it, I clicked on Daniel Kang to see what this site would give me. And they did something that I didn't expect. Kang, comma D. And I went, boy, this guy, and there's 4 pages of that? This guy really is a genius. Well, the first one actually is Daniel Kang. Teams of LLM agents can exploit zero-day vulnerabilities. But this funny how they do it with just take the first letter of the personal name. Because I wasn't paying attention and I tried to see what else he's done, and I read the second one. On the sequence evaluation based on the stochastic process, modeling and analyzing long sequences of text is essential to natural language processing. Well, that sounds like it would fit in. But then the next one, that could be the same sort of thing. Then the next one was a flexible 2.5D medical image segmentation approach with in-slice and cross-slice attention. And I went, wait, that's medical. Hybrid mesh Gaussian head avatar for high fidelity rendering and head editing. How to produce head avatars for multi-view videos is a core issue in many AR, VR applications. And that's when I noticed what they were doing. They just had the D. So they found everybody who was Kang, and his personal name started with the D. So there's Daniel, that's correct, but the next one is Dong Hyop. there would be, I don't know if that Kang is Korean or Chinese. I know a Nanyo. He's Korean. And this one is, where's the Kang? Dahyun. Dahyun Kang. Kang or Kong. Not K-O-N-G, like King Kong. And the next one was D-I, Kang, Kong. Dong Ho Kong. Da Yung Kong. I'm not making fun. Obviously it's one of the 100 family names. Dong Jiup Hong Kong. And oh, here he is, Daniel Kong again. LLM agents auto. Yeah, there it is. That's basically the same thing. So, and it's the same set of people, and I don't know if they're quoting the same thing or a parallel article or one just before. So then I want to find out who he is. And they circled around like that. And I said, come on, guys, don't do that to me. So we'll have to do the regular kind of search. Can't it behave? Can't it behave? Did you hear me? I haven't looked this up before. Did you hear me remark just a few moments ago that I was wondering, given the way some of those names are pronounced, whether they were actually Korean and not Chinese? You see this one right here? Do you see this stuff right here? That's Korean. But it must be somebody else. But Daniel Kong, it could be the same guy, musician and band. Okay, it's somebody else. But what this is Hangul. That's Korean. So the name is actually Korean. I'm guessing it might also be Chinese, but it is also Korean. You got to know where the brains come from, folks. So I think it's this guy. Oh, look at this. Yeah, now we understand. Oh, that's why they showed this other guy, Kong Daniel. Notice the order. Korean is a South Korean singer, songwriter, actor, television host, businessman who rose to fame in early... He's not the one we're looking for, but pat myself on the back. No, I know. I can tell which ones are Israelis, I can tell which ones are Indians, and I can tell which ones are Koreans. But I'll bet it's this guy. Yes, my research focuses on, and it's GitHub. I'm an assistant professor at UIUC in the Computer Science Department and ECE by courtesy. Therefore, I was a postdoc at UC Berkeley in the Skylab, working with so-and-so, and My research focuses on making analytics with machine learning easy for scientists and analysts to use. For my dissertation, my work has had particular emphasis on video analytics and data systems by deploying ML. In my spare time, I've consulted at OpenAI. In my spare time, you can figure his IQ that way. In my spare time, I've consulted at OpenAI, Microsoft, hedge funds, and other companies to support their ML. That must be he probably wrote this 4 or 5 years ago and hasn't updated it. He's talking about the early AI research stuff. and advised a number of startups. Reach out if you're interested in chatting. Meaning that means I'm always interested in earning a little bit more money on things that I think are interesting. I probably can help you. But this might not be the same guy because it doesn't say Cornell. So what we'll do is we'll say this, and we'll say let's see if it's a, oh yes, it is the same guy, UIUC. Yeah, we got it. We got it. We got it. There he is. Machine learning, ML. Now, I told you that the other one was probably an earlier write-up. Daniel's research focuses on making analytics with machine learning easy for scientists and analysts to use. For his dissertation, All right, so that's this, and he teaches courses, advanced data management and ML plus data systems. So he's definitely into this. And this is the average, and this right here is advertising their just published paper. And CS researchers led by Daniel Kang on AI models inching closer to hacking on their own. That was probably the other reference I found further down the list. And more computer science researchers led by Daniel show ChatGPT Plus can exploit zero. So he is really zeroed in on this. He's one of the thought leaders in that specific approach, because that's what these are all about. And each of them are different announcements. But let's go back a second. Let's see if in LinkedIn it'll tell us his language capabilities. Oh, he doesn't want to show us. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this the same guy? UCLA School of Medicine. No, that's a different guy. GitHub, Academia EU, Cornell, oh, that's the other guy. Physical therapy, that's the doc right there. Hang on. Now here's another LinkedIn for Daniel. See, this is how my mind strays, but you learn. Incoming solutions engineer at Deloitte. It's a different picture. See, there's a whole bunch of them. North American Spine Society. Okay, so we're not Google Scholar. And then it just kind of drifts off. Oh well, I would just want to see if he knew Hangul. That's all. Where's his LinkedIn page? Where's his LinkedIn page? Maybe he doesn't need it. Maybe he's smart, all by himself. Oh, that's right, he's at GitHub. Hang on. Let's see what he says on GitHub. Loss Dropper, Python. Stanford Future Data Blaze It. It's Blaze It because it's blazing fast. Have no idea. It's C++ code. No Scope, forked from something at Stanford Future Data No Scope. And Future Data Small, whatever, that's C++. So he's Python and C++. And that's him. And he's got 187 followers. And he's Daniel D. Kang. See, I'm interested to see what languages he knows. That's what I'm up to. One more try. For previous affiliation, Urbana-Champaign, computer science. Here's the LinkedIn for him when he was at Urbana. Now he's at Santa Clara, Stanford, so it's out of date. and more activity by Daniel. This is him because this is the article we're talking about. And he doesn't list any languages. Oh well. Oh well. I tried. I tried. You see, the first Daniel Kang search gave it a Lincoln, but not him. Then I added the middle initial, and even though they don't show the middle initial here, the search engine did find his LinkedIn page, but it's old and he hasn't revised it for this because it's out of date here. But he does say OpenAI claimed that their GPT-4 system card that it isn't effective for finding knowable. We will show this is to be false. And they want me to sign in order to see the posting. This is how I learn, folks. You know how they said that what they're doing is they divide the task up and then they spawn the different AIs? I do that inside my head. I enjoyed it. It's fun. Boy, there's a lot of smart people in the world, aren't there? Team of coordinated GPT bots can exploit zero-day vulnerabilities, researchers warn. The end is near. Steve AB4Yo, just having fun, letting his mind wander sometimes, but also brainstorming it, exploring this new exciting thing called AI, saying see you in 73.